Hi, I've been asked to do a little video just to show the basic parts of a jockey wheel, which is a bit funny because I was halfway through doing my jockey wheel, so hence it's all in bits already. Now this is just one. I've got another one which I'll show you parts of in a minute. So this is a standard Alco jockey wheel found on the front of SBS trailers. Here we have the extending part down here. You can see I've taken the wheel off, which is over there, and I've already taken this one apart and greased it all up because it was getting a bit rusty and a bit past its best. So obviously we can see here as we rotate the handle, so the thing extends and closes, and you want that to be nice and easy. Nothing worse than having one of these things all seized up when you need it most. So I'm going to go and get the bits that I've got over in the rest of the garage and show you the component parts. Okay, so this is one that I've got stripped down. I'm in the process of cleaning up. I haven't finished. The tube here was terribly rusty, so I've taken that back down to bare metal. It's a bit pitted, and but it's not in too bad a shape. And I've replaced the handle with my drill, and I don't know if I can do this, but let's have a right, just to show you. So there we go, you can see it. So that's moving up and all the way down. Yeah, so it goes up and down okay, but I need to clean this screw up. I can feel it's pretty dirty, so I'll just take the drill off. Right, so taking the drill off, here's the leg, and now this sleeve, if you look at the top, this sleeve simply pulls off, and as you lift it off, yeah, then you expose the screw underneath. And I'm just going to put my, you can see I haven't finished cleaning it up yet, it's pretty crappy, but I'm just going to put my drill back on there and I'll show you the up and down of it. Okay, so we're working one-handed here. So that's got the drill back on the thing. You can do it, obviously you can do it with a pair of pliers or something like that, but with a drill, there we go. That's the screw all the way to the top. Now the only thing that lifts this sleeve up and down is that collar just there. Okay, so that collar, that sits down underneath this, and as the screw goes up and down, so it brings this leg up and down, and this, of course, this bit here is what you clamp onto. So that's what you clamp onto, yeah, and the screw takes it up and down because it's sitting on top of there. Okay, quite straightforward. If you look at the state of the screw, you'll see, I don't know if you can see in this light, it's lubricated. I mean, I take them apart once a year. It's lubricated, but it's pretty crabby, so I'll get a wire brush on it, clean it up, and put all new grease on. Right, I've run the screw up and down a few times with a wire brush on it. If you can see, looking a lot better now, nice and clean. All the corrosion and rust has gone. Yeah, cleaned all the old last season's grease out of there, and it's ready now to put a nice coat of waterproof grease on it. And what I'm going to use is some water repellent white grease, like that. So I'll turn this off, get that job done, and then show you once I've cleaned my hands up. Okay, so can we see? Not sure. It's all now nicely greased up. I grease the leg all as well, all with water repellent grease, and new grease in the top there. And what I want to do now is fit the leg or the cover over the top. It can be a bit fiddly, but it's pretty straightforward. It just slides over the top, come down, and what we're trying to do, of course, is see in the top there where the leg is. Hang on, there we go. Okay, so there you have, there's the leg on the outside. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll get my drill back on the top and we'll drive it down. Okay, so drill's on top, there's the leg. There we go, that'll do. Put it down. So that's all the nice grease bit inside the leg. Now what I've done before is made the mistake of painting the outside of this tube with some hammerite, but of course you're going to clamp onto this and the clamp absolutely destroys it. So this year I'm just going to leave it as bright steel and accept the fact that I'm going to have to clean it up again at the end of the season. I'll probably just paint the tops and bottoms where it's out of the travel. Okay, so there's not a lot holds this thing together. Here's the top, got a little hole right the way through it. Usually that has a split pin through it, but I'm using a little stainless steel nut and bolt. First things first, little spacer washer. So I've got a washer underneath, washer on top, just so it turns nice and smoothly. Here's the handle. I've just cleaned all the rust off it. I'll probably give it a coat of hammerite just to keep it nice through the season. And that simply slips on there, and I'll get the nut and bolt for it in a sec, put that on, and that's all that holds the thing together. Okay, so we have the handle in position. Little stainless steel nut and bolt just through there instead of a split pin. I just prefer that. And then just to see the amount of effort that's needed once it's been cleaned up, literally one finger and up she comes, no problem at all. Yeah, so that's all good. Now all I've got to do is work on the bottom half. I'll just paint those hammerite on those, stop them being too bad, and then fit the wheel, and then it's the clamp and job done. Right, with the jockey wheel, when it comes to the axle, they are pretty horrible. Just a boggy bit of steel. It does rust. You'll notice on one end there are two pieces that have been flayed out, and the idea there, when you fit it to the bracket, if you look here, there's a piece sticking out, and so that goes together, and the piece that has been cut prevents the axle from turning, so the wheel should turn on the axle. Of course, if you're going into salt water, this rusts horribly. They do get stiff, the wheels will seize. But when you look at the clearance on the axle, once you've cleaned it out, it is what I would describe as a rattling good fit, and with a bit of grease in there, it should last the season without too much trouble. And then simply a washer, and hang on, lost my picture, a washer and a split pin to hold it in place. Okay, so that's the wheel back in place. Axle all cleaned up, greased, and pushed through, and you can see it comes up against this little raised part of the bracket. You might find the bracket has spread a bit if you take the wheel out, hence the two bits of wood there. Just squeeze it together so that you can get your split pin through and a washer underneath, and now you can see it's running nice and smoothly, and hopefully that will see me through next season.